No matter how much you sand a piece of MDF, on the edges, you're never going to get rid of this fluff feeling. Hi everyone, welcome to this really short video where I'm going to show you how I get and how I seal and protect the MDF on these shelves. Now this piece of the MDF obviously is smooth, but the side piece where you cut isn't, so it's going to need sealing, otherwise you're going to get fluffing and it's very easily going to break, chip and show marks. So let me show you how to do it. I'm using 120 strength sandpaper, and all I'm going to do is very lightly sand the edge. Now I've already got these nice and smooth, I cut these myself. What I'm also going to do is very lightly, like on the corners, is just buff them down and round them slightly. I'm only going across 3 or 4 times, and what that will do, when you buff very gently around the edge, that'll make that able to take the product we're going to put on it to seal it easier than a hard edge, and it should stop it chipping. So I'm just going to go around the rest of them. Now you shouldn't need to sand the fronts, but if you do have any imperfections at all, just give them a very light sand. This is the shiny front, so that should be absolutely fine. So the product I'm going to use, there are various different ones, but the one I like to use is this, which is the Zinza Bullseye 1, 2, 3 Interior Exterior Primer, Sealer and Stain Killer. The key on this is the Stain Killer. Now this is a very quick drying primer. It's very easy to put on. I put it on with a brush, and it'll be touch dry in 30 minutes, recoat in an hour. I will paint it on and I'll leave it a couple of hours before I show you the next step. So the priming is all done on these drawers. Now I'm going to start getting it ready for paint. So what I'm going to do on certainly the edges, so all the edges throughout it. So let's have a look at this. So here's the edge here. This is obviously going to have lots of caulking and stuff to fill these gaps, but here you can see it's very rough. Okay, this is the cut bit. So the smooth bits at the front, this is the cut bit. So what I'm going to do using some 180, 120, I think this is 180, is I'm just going to give it a really light sand. So I'm just going to lightly sand the primer. So just a few times, like that. And now, when I rub that, that's soft. So this is the fluffy bit that you get on the MDF. So now that's been primed, dried, and I've left it an entire day. And now that is silky smooth. So when I put the paint on top, you're going to get a much better finish and it's going to be much more hard wearing. So I'm going to go around now and do all the fronts, all the little bits, sand everything down where the MDF, especially these sort of corners and joins here and on the inside, anywhere that the MDF has been cut. So I'll get this super silky finish and then we'll start on getting the paint on. So I've put a coat on. And this side piece here is super smooth. So I'm really pleased how that feels now. So it's only the first coat, it needs a couple because it's on MDF. But this side here, doing that, just that little bit of sanding, it really does make a difference. And then this side here, it's so much smoother on here especially, and on all the edges and stuff. But I'm going to carry on with doing these fronts, get them looking as best that I can, and then I'll show you when I'm ready to put the hardware on. Honestly, I'm loving the doorknob on this one. Let me show you. So here's the edge. It's super, super smooth. This is the smooth bit of the MDF and this is the bit that wasn't. But honestly, doing that little trick with putting the primer on and giving it a sand down and then going over the top, it's silky smooth. Honestly, I think the camera shows how good that edge is, so I'm much more confident now this isn't going to chip. So it's definitely worked. It's had a couple of coats. I'm putting the door handles on now, and I'll show you when I've finished so you can see the finished result. It is finished. I'm delighted. I love the paint finish. I'm really pleased with it. The drawers, using the very simple technique, are brilliant. They are super soft. Along here, I wish you could feel how nice this is, and actually how super sleek it looks and how solid it feels, because I was really worried at previously when you have the fluffy bit, but just doing the little technique that we did, honestly, it makes it so much better, and it's got a really nice finish, and I'm really happy with it. I may paint it in a different colour. If I do that, I'll do a video when I finally choose the colour I want, because I can't actually decide, but it is a really lovely colour, and I'm happy with it. Let me just show you the paint I did on the final coat, because I used the Dulux and then I decided I wanted to just warm it up a little bit to match the wallpaper there. And the paint I actually used, the one you're looking at, this Crafted by Crown. So it's a luxurious flat matte finish. So I've done it on top of the primer and the Dulux wood and metal paint. So this has just gone on top, and I'm really happy how actually it went on. It's really lovely. It was really nice colours. I wanted a matte finish, and it really has done that. So that's the paint I used on that. But as I say, I may put a colour on it. I don't know yet. I'm just going to kind of do this for now. I was just happy to get it finished, if I'm honest. It's taken me quite a while. So do check out my other videos on the complete build of this, even my amazing mirror that I made that cost me 38 quid. And if you're wanting to know how to customise these doors and add all the trim and stuff, I've got separate videos on all of that. So I hope you found it helpful. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I shall see you on the next video.